This is Jane Hamill, FashionBrainAcademy.com. Today's episode of Ask Jane's Brain is all about manufacturing. Whoa, let me close that window here. This is a very casual show. You'll get used to my style being a little weird, a little quirky, but we're having fun. Had a great week so far. This was the kickoff week for Momentum group coaching for established designers. We had such an awesome time. We had a new system where we were using where you see everybody's faces in little boxes like the Brady Bunch. It was rocking. All right, let's get into the show. And the question today is about finding a manufacturer. The question comes from Thomas, and I'll just say, Thomas, I don't like this question, but I'm doing it because a lot of people need to hear it, all right? So Thomas says, "Hi Jane, I'm a new designer. I need a manufacturer for my product. Where can I find a good one? I'm in the Atlanta area. Thanks in advance." So Thomas, well, you're welcome. I don't know if you're gonna love my answer because number one, what product? I don't even know what you make, okay, honey? It's sort of like saying, "Hey Jane, can you help me find a house? Where's a good place to live?" I don't know. Where do you live? Or how about this? "Hey, I'm looking for a boyfriend for my friend. Do you know anybody?" I don't know. How old is she? What is she into? You know, where does she live? Like, there's so many things that I don't know. I couldn't possibly help you. I can't just give you a list of manufacturers in Atlanta. I don't even know what you make. And even if I had a list, which I don't, I would feel like it'd be giving you the keys to the car without a driving lesson. Okay? So let me get you started, Thomas, on some things you need to know. First of all, if you're gonna ask somebody for help, you gotta explain your product, send pictures, give it the price point. You know, there's a bunch of things the manufacturer is going to want to know. They're going to want to know these. Ready? They're going to know, do you have a pattern first? Do you have a prototype? Okay, have you had your first sample? When you say a manufacturer, I'm not sure if you actually mean manufacturer for production or if you mean a sample maker to get a sample made. Because most factories don't want to do the samples. Some do. Absolutely. Mine actually did. The one I used the most over the years probably did like making first samples, but most factories don't want to do that. They don't want you to come in with a bunch of questions and an idea. They want you to have your sample made already and a sew-by sample, S-E-W-B-Y, so something that's good. And to get that made, Thomas, what you're going to want to do is first you're going to need a pattern. Okay, so you'll sketch it out, you have to find the materials, you'll need a pattern from a pattern maker. So your first step would be a pattern maker, assuming this is even a clothing product. I have to assume it is. And then after you make the pattern, you're going to have it cut and sewn in muslin sometimes, maybe in the real fabric, depends on what you're up to. I don't know what it is you're making. And after that, you're going to have a fitting. If it's an accessory product, it's still a fitting. You know, you have to see if it works right, if the strap, if it stays on, all of that stuff. And you'll have a fitting with a fit model. That is, if it's, you know, something that you're going to wear. And I would recommend a fit model rather than using yourself or your friends because, well, there's a gazillion reasons. We'll keep that in mind. Okay, so a couple things you just want to know. People who are working with designers, like manufacturers, factories, sewing contractors, I kind of use those terms interchangeably. They get frustrated when somebody comes and says, "Here, I have this, could you make it?" Right? Because what they need is there's a process to the manufacturing process. And that starts with having a prototype, having measurements, having, you know, an idea of what quantities you want, how you want it made, what it needs to look like. If there's, you know, there's a spec sheet that goes with it, you're going to give them a cutting ticket, all of this stuff. If you're not aware of those things, and you need some help, maybe finding a manufacturer a little bit more, at least I can help you, guide you where to look, then I am doing a training on that, okay? It's coming up, it's going to be taught live, you'll get the complete recording, the link is below, and it's called How to Work with a Contractor, and I'll give you tips on how to find a contractor. And so also, Thomas, your first step, I'll give you a great lead right now, is just to go to the website makersrow.com, MAKERSROW.com. Awesome site, great information on contractors. I don't know if they have sample making services up there, but they probably do, and they have pattern makers. If you're in Atlanta, you're probably going to have to travel. You may have to go back and forth. You may want to consider hiring a consultant as a middleman to help manage this manufacturing process. If you are somebody who would like someone to take care of this for you or someone with more experience to work on it, I do recommend my buddy and colleague who I worked with very closely for many years in New York, and his name is Boaz, B-O-A-Z, David. I'll put his information down here. It's humanbee.com. So if you're listening to this anywhere but on my blog, head back over and check out this video on the blog, so it'll have the links for you. Okay, so I hope that helps you get started. And yeah, Thomas, I laid in a little heavy, but at the same time, you're asking me how much it costs or how to buy a house, and that's a magical question. Where do I find a manufacturer? And you're looking for a magical answer. So if you need more, come to the workshop. Please don't get behind the wheel with the keys without a driving lesson. The factories don't want to talk to you unless you have an idea of what is a cutting ticket, what are lead times, what kind of quantities, what are minimums, how do you interview a contractor, how to know if they're right for you. This is everything you're going to learn. It's a 3-hour workshop. It's going to be heavy duty and to the point, and I think you're going to love it. It comes with 5 cheat sheet downloads that you can work off of, so there's a checklist of what to bring before you go to the sewing contractor, what questions to ask when you interview them to see if they'll work for you. You can't do everything on the interwebs. You're going to have to go there, all that stuff. We'll go over everything. So in any case, take the information from today, come to the workshop if you're ready for it. If you, internets, have a question and you want me to answer it on this TV show, my low-budget TV show that I love, Ask Fashion Brain is the hashtag, okay? Hashtag Ask Jane's Brain. Sorry, I changed it up. Ask Jane's Brain. I do not edit this, by the way. And I don't rehearse these answers. So I'm going to do actually some live questions and answers too, which would be great. But for today, I'm just going to roll. Keep rolling. Do not edit that, okay? Do not edit that. Ask Jane's Brain is the hashtag. Post your question up on Twitter or Instagram. Tag me at @FashBrain, FashBrain, or post it up on Facebook. Put the hashtag Ask Jane's Brain. Got it this time. And my Facebook account is Fashion Brain Academy. I'm very active on Facebook, so if you're not checking that out, you might find that helpful too. Okay? Absolutely. And Thomas, if you need fabric resources, I have a free report on that too. So go to my site and go to free, I think it's called free. Let me just check that out for you. Resources, and then you'll see there's a free mini course on there, and there's a free fabric resources guide that you can get to. Okay, so that might be helpful if you're a startup. Have fun, guys. Thanks for coming. I will see you next time.